kind of each go around and say where we're at, where we're feeling, and how we'd like to flow today. We last time had talked about either using today or a combination of today and Friday to finish out our road mapping. On our last call, we looked at our quarterly milestones and we looked at the roadmaps of the other circles, and then we kind of went through each of the different circles, and we were talking about our missions and our goals, which we've put some of those up on the forum. So my proposal is we can finish out our road mapping conversation, and maybe if we have time, talk about like the KPIs for those circles also. And otherwise, I am feeling like a little bit lightheaded, but mostly really great, and it feels super nice being back in the valley. I will pass it to Lauren.
I'm feeling good. Yeah, good. I'm focused on working today. I'm glad to be at home. Home is way better. My internet's way better here, and that's great. Yeah, and like I guess my intentions for the call are just about that. You know, I mean, we can talk about the KPIs and work on the mission stuff, but I also, I haven't finished the Trace article yet. I didn't get a chance to finalize it, so I said I would do it by today. I will do it by today later, and then I'll let you guys know, because I think it would be good to get that out sooner rather than later. That's pretty much.
I'd like to look at the road mapping, and I would like to look at the wiki migration, and I would also like to see if we could push out just close out the change make. So maybe just write that last post on the docket and then close it out. However that looks. That's it. I'll give it to Forrest.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. So yeah, we can definitely start with road mapping, and then we can talk about from the road mapping maybe any more dates we might need to assign to certain articles. I know Lauren brought up the Trace article and like Trace launch stuff, and yeah, closing out the Wiki to Docs migration and the Changemaker campaign. Sounds good. Okay, so I have this Notion doc in the communications workspace of Notion, and it's titled with today, and mostly I just copied over the latest that we talked about with the road mapping from our last call on Friday. So just looking through here, quarterly milestones, the discourse forum, we've got that going. We need to kind of build and grow that, but our adding of the circles and kind of getting the discussion going over there is a great start. Launching the Give token, migrating to Discord, we've done that company-wide. Mapping out our next milestones and goals, got it. And improving the cross-circle communications. So last time, we really kind of got nitty-gritty on the strategic comms messaging around Trace. So we talked about this launch post, which Lauren is working on. And yeah, just let us know when that's ready for QA, or for rather the next round of QA. Then we talked about focusing on outreach and distribution, but we have this blocker around Taurus integration. Do you guys have any, I joined like part of the dev call, and I heard a lot talking about project verification and stuff, but have you guys gotten any update from Amin around the Taurus integration and kind of the blocker that we have there?
Yeah, so there is apparently an issue about it. I wasn't in the dev call, but it seems like they were putting it in this next sprint. I'm just gonna send a message to them in the dev channel and just like ask for an update.
Okay, I unfortunately didn't. My call is going back and forth between full bars and like horrible bars, but I think I heard you say that they're working on it and it should be completed next sprint.
I think so, but I'm just gonna follow up with them right now in the dev channel.
Calling from my.
Is she still here?
Looks like she just rejoined. Forrest, are you here?
Well, if she can't, we can just do. I'm gonna go pull up the.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the agenda, but I'll go look at it right now.
Yeah, I don't know how much road mapping stuff we can do without Ashley or Forrest.
Nah, doesn't make any sense. But we can talk about the wiki to docs and
Yeah. My real intention was to chase Forrest for that intro to governance thing.
Uh-huh.
Because that's the only thing I'm missing to like make progress.
Shoot. Yeah. And also, what about the history? Because I noticed Kai had. I mean, we all reviewed it, but Kai's really slow with these things. I think I'm just going to take it over, incorporate people's comments, and then I can like give it to you, and you can put that one on too.
That one's not time sensitive.
No, it's not.
No, it would be good to get it done, but it's not. I really just need that one to push the button and upload it. You know.
Maybe we can just DM Forrest quickly right now.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I think was really a blocker here, and the rest can slowly be added in. Are you here now, Forrest? Okay.
Okay, I'm just poking her right now.
Okay.
Cool. So, what else?
Well, I see there's some analytics stuff in there, and that's too bad because I'd have some stuff to share, but she's not here.
Hey guys, I'm super sorry. I think I got it working now.
Okay, cool. Forrest, we were just asking about the intro to governance section on the wiki. Have you gotten a chance to finish that?
Yeah, I've been working on it, and I think I need like a couple more minutes, and then I will post it in GitHub ready for QA.
Nice.
There was just a lot of like old stuff that I've been kind of adjusting, and it's a long one, but yeah, I will post that for QA this like maybe in an hour.
Cool. Nice.
And then yeah, the same with my forum, like my communications circle for the forum post. I have looked at it a few times and made a bunch of edits, and it's just, I think I need to get on the phone with Ashley because there's really so much overlap with community and communications. But also I thought maybe I can just do my best first try and then post some questions for people to discuss in the forum also, and just kind of open it into the group.
I think if we're going to arrive at realizing that community and communications are the same or very closely related, then I think it'll come out naturally as a group.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna. I mean, I really think that they share so many similarities that it's hard to define each as a circle. But maybe it just takes the whole group looking at it and making that decision, because it's like everybody's trying to pick a part that they can own separately, and then I don't know, it gets a bit confusing, I find, trying to define them when they're really just so similar.
Yeah, maybe they don't actually have to be completely unique, because it's like the goals, like you can be like, my goal is to be a great circle, and then the other goal, like a different circle, could be like, my goal is also to be a great circle. Do you know what I mean? Or that's maybe too general, but like all the circles could have the goal of like maintaining transparency, and even though they're the same goals, like they're separate circles, so like they'll have unique mission statements, but some overlap in the goals, and I think that's fine and to be expected.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, and I guess it's just like, how do we convey that, and how do we make it empower people so that they can own their roles? Like Ashley can own community, but like we're not taking away her circle, you know?
Yeah.
All that to say that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I was a little bit confused about, so when we were talking about the circles and how we're doing these goals on the forum, and then like Monique had this like other idea, which is like a little bit, I don't even know, like what's going on. I'm confused about what we're doing now, because before it was like, oh, we have a clear, distinct plan where we're like, we've got these 4 circles that we decided on and we wrote all the documentation about it, and then all of a sudden it's like someone had an idea and everything turns into flowers, and like
yeah. I mean, the thing is that we decided it kind of as a communication circle. And I think that was part of the process, is we just took the old documentation and just modified it. But really what should have been done is it should have been built from scratch. Because like we're just trying to modify concepts that are 2 or 3 years old, and it's like we're way bigger, there's a whole different set of people here, and then we didn't quite get everyone's input. And then we said, here's the circles.
Yeah.
So now people are like, well, what about this? Like they're looking at it from completely different views than our group of 4 that was doing it. And I think what it's going to come down to is people are going to propose a circle, and then if the community likes it or the DAO likes it, it's going to get voted in, and otherwise it's going to go to a vice process.
Oh my God.
How do we know like what percentage of people need to agree with something for it to pass?
I think it's the threshold in the DAO.
Yeah, I think it's like a certain number of tokens. And
yeah. I know, it's not super easy, but it's like...
It's just like, it's frustrating because like, I can't move forward because then like, you know, we can't move forward with like finalizing things because we depend on parts. Like we depend on this openness. Anyone could propose a circle at any time. You know, we need deadlines. We need to be like, if you want to propose a circle, you need to do so in the forum by Friday. If they're not there, we're going ahead with this, because like otherwise we're just going to get nothing done.
Are you saying we need some structure?
We do.
I think you should propose that, Lauren.
I will. With
I'm not sure I'm going to vote for it though.
I propose the end of proposals.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys... So I guess this process goes such that anyone can propose a circle by... Can we just decide on a day right now, and then I can just like communicate it to everybody?
And propose specifically around the circle, adding or adjusting.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, anyone can add a proposal to add a circle anytime. And it's going to go through the process that we've started to define. So making it on the discourse, getting a device process and sending it to the DAO for a vote.
Yeah.
So we're going to send the 4 that we have now, and if they look good, we're going to vote it through.
Okay.
And then we'll 4. And if there's 5 later on, then we'll deal with it later on.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I'm just still going to communicate, though, because, like, since it was talked about, I'm still just going to, like, be like, for this initial, like, we want to get something up on the docs that's, like, defining Giveth. And so if you don't want to if you want your proposal to get up there in this, like, initial push, it needs to be done before this time. Otherwise, it will, in the future.
Okay. But I'm pushing, when I have the intra-governance, I'm pushing it as is.
Yeah.
Okay? And then when we change the goals, we'll change it, piece by piece.
Yeah, I just want to get it done. Even like, push that section, yes. And then, like, let's push the rest of it soon. This has been too long. I'm tired of it. Yeah. Like, I want to use my energy on other things rather than it's just like, oh, do you like this word for, like, months?
Yeah, no, I agree. That's the nice thing about technical documentation, is it just, like, can't be disputed, but all this wordy stuff.
I know. I think me and you, Mitch, we like the same things. We want to write the same kinds of things, and none of it is this wiki to docs mission, vision, value stuff.
It's just it needed to be done, though, with so many other things.
I know. Okay, well, great. I'm going to make an arbitrary deadline. I'm going to look at, like, what's on the form. I think, so, Forrest, do you think you'll be able to get the communication circle? Wait, you're doing communication circle, and what about governance? Danny's doing it.
Danny's doing governance.
Okay, I'm going to push Danny, and when do you think you'll be able to get an idea for the communication circle one on the Discord?
I can put it up today on the forum.
Yeah, nice. Great.
Yeah, I'll push both of those things after this call. I have another call at 2, so I'll just be, like, hacking until then.
Okay, great. And then when you post them, also put it in, like, the mission channel on the Discord, and you can tag everyone so that they see it.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Awesome. And then we didn't really decide on the Giveth mission. Oh, did we talk about that on community call? I can't even remember.
It got brought up, and then there was, like, this, like, open question of, like, oh, how should we do this next? And then this turned into, like, we talked about putting the goals on the Discord and discourse on the forum. And the mission would kind of come out of this, but, like, what we had talked about before with comms is, like, wouldn't it be great if we also had, like, another thing with Willie, or, like, somebody who's being our, like, fearless mission leader, and then, like, helped us, like, consolidate around one, but nothing, we didn't plan anything around that, and nobody took ownership of creating something.
Okay, yeah, so we're kind of in the process. Once we get these circles more agreed upon and just approved and stuff, then we'll have those individual mission statements that we can look at as kind of like as we're creating the greater mission statement, and then I'll send out, like, a doodle poll and get that going. Okay. Cool. So otherwise, around the MVV stuff, I guess the other thing is, right, just sharing our journey of, like, the processes we've gone through in creating all of this, but that will come once we've got this fully defined and agreed upon and give it the mission. So probably in the coming weeks.
And did we talk about
that as, like, a top priority yet?
Yeah, and values after that.
Oh yeah, the values are already up on the forum, and everybody seems to like it. Like, there were, like, a couple of comments of, like, oh, could you just change this little thing? But, like, already, I think Forrest and James and Kyle looked at it and they were like, this is great, let's leave it as this. So it seems like we might not have to do much on the values. We worked on it, I guess you guys maybe remember or don't, we actually kind of worked on it all together as a comms team. You remember? And we put in all the extra words and we hacked it. So I like it. I think it's pretty good. And the suggestions that people made on the forum are good. And I'm going to put them in. And I think it's fine. It's good. Let's leave it.
Okay, that's fine. Are you still there for us? Oh, there we go. We lost her. Are you here? Okay. Well. Oh, I see her moving on Notion. I can hear some feedback from her microphone.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So beyond the MVV stuff and the docs migration, which should be able to go up today. Last time we talked about all the messaging around Giveth Trace. We've got that piece that Lauren is sharing for QA. What else do we have around? Yes, we've got our distribution post. We talked about outreach strategy. Mitch, have you connected yet around? I know you guys last time we talked were like wanting to have a hack session around outreach and project outreach. Did you guys discuss at all like how that would funnel into the Trace launch?
Which part of that? Sorry, I'm confused. So reaching out to projects that already exist on Giveth.io and letting them know about that Trace is launching.
Did we lose you again? Email? Can we make it like an autopilot email blast to like all the...
That's all you have to do, is you just take all the projects that are saved in there in that list and then just add them to a journey and send an email.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think what the email should say is like, we have like Trace now like live. And if you want to have like detailed traceability, you need to become verified. In order to get verified, you got to do this. You know?
Okay. So make an email for, and then so we need to tell them that Trace is launching or is launched, because this will be post-launch.
Yeah, we could include a link to the article, but like the key messaging is kind of like, this is launched. If you want to get traceable, if you want to get your project with traceable donations, you need to get verified. And then in order to get verified, do this. Like in order to get verified, like reach out to Ashley in the Discord or whatever. Okay.
And then we need to make sure that that actually happens where they get moved from .io to Trace.
Yeah. We
have traceable donations.
Yeah. So it's like once the projects get verified, this is what we talked about in the call today, is like once they get verified, then we're going to reach out to them and ask them if they want to be on Trace. And then if they they say yes, then Amin puts it on.
Okay, good. I'll just okay, I got a note for that. I can start on a draft for that, for the email.
Nice.
And it'll depend on the content that you have in your launch article.
Yeah.
And the verification process.
The launch article is not done, but like it's all the information is there. So if you wanted to use it like as it is, you can use it as it is. I just want to make it a little better. Like I want to make it flowier and happier.
No, I'm not going to use it verbatim. I just want to look at like generally what you talk about and then
exactly. But I think that since if that's what you want to do, you can look at it right now and like not have to wait till it's done in order to get the information you need.
Okay. Yeah. I gotta hear, that's no problem. Okay.
Awesome. So Mitch is drafting that email, and then some of the other reach out to our about 10 verified projects out of 116 on Giveth.io eligible for givebacks on Trace. And then there's also the outreach, assuming everything goes through with the giving block, and onboarding their 400 projects.
What's going on? I don't know if anything is happening on that.
Is that something that's happening just between Griff and them?
I don't
know. Were you on that call with the giving block, Mitch?
No.
It was only like a 10-minute call. Basically, it's an organization that already has 400 projects that have gone through like a rigorous verification process, and I think a lot of them are like 501c3 nonprofit projects, pretty sure. And so yeah, I think like the next steps were like sharing some back-end dev stuff so that we could just get them pushed to Giveth. But the only like potential blocker that could take a while is that we might need to outsource finding their email and contact information for some of those projects if they don't clearly have them through the giving block, and then also like their content. I don't think like whatever way we were gonna like automatically transfer them to Giveth, it's not like scraping all of their content. So we thought about maybe hiring like a freelancer on Upwork. So this is gonna take a little bit more time, but if it worked out the timing when we were also gonna be pushing some of those other emails out, like we could give them all the details about Giveth.io and Giveth Trace. So if they wanted to make any adjustments to their projects, they could, and letting them know about givebacks.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put a note for me. Okay. Okay, so then other things, so that's all around the launch. Then Giveth Trace, we also talked about content around how to onboard projects onto Trace. We already have this in some of our documentation.
How to make a project?
No, how to onboard projects onto Trace. So this is like what we just talked about with like, you need to get verified, then Amin will put it on, and then you need to like say yes, then Amin will put it on.
No, there's nothing around project verification or any of that that's been documented.
Okay. Who feels that they have like the most understanding around Trace onboarding that feels called to write documentation around this that we can also maybe easily link to when we're doing email outreach, so we can have like a more clear and simple email that we're sending, but if they need more nitty-gritty details, we can like link to this documentation piece.
I think Ashley, honestly.
Yeah, Ashley.
Like even writing this email, I was just going to talk to Ashley to get all the info.
Right.
It was choppy for me for a moment. Were you saying Ashley has all this information?
She's probably the best candidate to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah. I can just DM her right now and be like, hey, we're talking about you. We'd like you to do this. Are you cool with this?
Okay.
Well, she said she's going to listen to the recording, so I guess we'll know.
Oh, true. Hi, Ashley. We love you.
Yeah, this is a test.
This is a test. Oh, let's actually like, okay. It's like, what's the color? Like, we need to ask Ashley, like, what's the color we talked about in the dev call? Or what color was Mitch's shirt? I don't know. I think.
That's really good. The same color as someone who was on the team before, magenta.
Ooh.
It's more like a hot pink.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Okay, and then this says update messaging on Medium. I'm curious what we meant by that.
Oh, this is just
making sure that everything's also talking about Trace.
This was almost like a Lauren's mental note. It's because, like, on the articles that we have on Medium right now, like, we have, like, Mitch's article that's, like, the 2 flavors, but it's, like, the links go to beta.giveth.com, which also then will link to Trace. But maybe we want to just, like, do a quick scan of the articles that we have up right now and maybe change any links that need to be changed. Nothing major, just, like, update to make sure that it's consistent with the new updates.
Yeah, because beta redirects.
I know,
to
beta
Trace.
redirects, so it doesn't really matter, but... But yeah, I can do this because I think I have God mode powers in Medium.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and just making sure like the bio we're using is inclusive of both dApps and all that jazz. Okay, cool. Finalized docs content for Trace. I feel like we've sufficiently been talking about that, but is there any other documentation we feel is important for us to have that we haven't already drafted?
I don't think so.
No.
Cool. And then, do we feel like we had talked about this article? I think I pulled this from the content calendar. Is this still helpful for us? Is like the key differences and benefits of Trace and Giveth.io?
I mean, if we're looking at integration, I don't know how relevant it's going to be in a short amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to make a point during this call because I can see you have some points about analytics and I might have some useful updates for you.
Can you repeat that, Mitch? I'm sorry. It was peeling out for me.
Oh, I noticed here you've got your notes from March 2021, and I don't know if any of that stuff is still relevant, but there's some stuff about analytics and all that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I pasted this when we were talking with Monique the other day, and he was like pushing that we would create clear KPIs and tracking metrics for each of the circles in addition to the mission and the goals. So these were some things that we had talked about for each of our channels. I don't think we have actually been tracking these, but
So
maybe coming up with some KPIs for the success of the actual launch of Trace would be good for us to measure.
And so this is something that I had brought up in the dev call today, was setting that up basically for Trace.
Awesome.
But have you ever used Google Analytics before?
I have. It's been a few years, but basically when we set up Google Analytics, which is like putting some code on our website, and tracking different like landing pages and stuff, how this works for tracking like engagement with blogs, for example, is you can generate unique URLs So when we're like writing our Medium blog articles, for example, and if we have things that are hyperlinked to like call to action for someone to like check out our docs, or like linking to our YouTube transparency channel, or linking to like, you know, signing up to donate, like become a donor, or like add your project to Giveth, that kind of thing. We would generate a unique URL, which there's like, if you just Google it, like create a unique URL, you can do that. Or I think you can even do it maybe in Google Analytics. Like you put in the link that you want to use, and then it generates, like, it adds some like backslash, some more stuff. And that way we can track in Google Analytics how many people that went from the Medium article and clicked on that link, and then like it shows you all this data, like how long were they on the create a project page on our website, and then like did they actually create a project. And so you can kind of see like how successful it is, how successful our blogs are at actually like creating actionable things on our website.
Okay, that's really cool. I'm going to look, because apparently there was an analytics tool that was set up several months ago, Amplitude, and I'm not sure if it has that links thing, but I'd like to look at it, and maybe we can set that up like immediately. That'd be really cool, though. I didn't know all that stuff about link tracking.
Yeah, explore link tracking to measure data and track KPIs. Yeah, amazing. Amplitude, Google Analytics, Mitch to explore Analytics. What are some other, so I mean, that's something really baller that we can track in social media and in links on our blogs and websites, because you can even use it like, you know, if Lauren's making a Twitter post and you want to include a link to something on Twitter, you can even generate a unique URL and then like put that URL in Google Analytics and track it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It also automatically does it whenever I do the link shorteners. Like I use cut.ly, and then it shows how many times it's been clicked.
Yeah. The real thing, though, is just getting it hooked up so that we can see it all in one place.
Right.
Medium blogs, website, social media posts, track. When you call Mitch, I don't know how deep you guys got in the discussion, but yeah, I'm just curious, like, what are some other, I just see like all these different things that we came up with for tracking, and I could see how it could become like really time consuming to be like regularly, we got this number of comments and this number of shares and we have this many subscribers week over week, you know. And I wonder like how what's the like the reward to like how much actual time we're spending just tracking all this stuff. So yeah, we could just kind of discuss like what things do we want to track, and is there any way to like automate some of this stuff?
Yeah. Well, I had some information given to me from Modig just about stuff that he wants to see as a product manager, and there's tons of stuff that we can do that can be automated and then just give us like graphs that we can look at, or give us numbers based on month or week or daily. So its usefulness, I'm not entirely sure, but what interests me is just finding out how to implement it.
Wow, I'm looking at Twitter analytics right now. So cool. Guys, we went up 94.1% on profile visits in the last 28 days.
Whoa.
Aren't I cool?
That's huge.
Didn't I do good?
That's crazy.
And we got 189 more followers.
That's great.
Wow. Cool. Oh.
Oh, maybe it was again. Forrest?
Oh man, y'all. I don't know. My computer, this internet is like really not great. I'm gonna go to Avon's and get on better fiber optic. I honestly was not able to hear the response that you had, but I imagine that we can probably research and find some sort of tool that's to automatically track these metrics and just see it all in one dashboard. And maybe that's something that Segment can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you is Amplitude does it. Segment collects all the information from those sources and then sends it to Amplitude, and then Amplitude can create graphs and track it all automatically.
Okay, yeah, that'd be
and
cool.
So it has been doing that for I/O, but it's not really being used to its most potential.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. So we can see, yeah, what are the capabilities, and based on what can be automated, it can inform some of the metrics we decide to track. Yeah, but that will be really cool if we can, have some measurable tracking around a launch, and then we can adapt. What goes well from the tracking to when to take a launch. Choose launch to give token launch. Anything else around the Giveth trace launch comms? Before we just make sure we have everything for the docs migration and talking about ChangeMaker. Cool. So, Mitch, with the inter-governance piece from me, do you have everything that you need for docs migration? Do we need to talk any more about the tree structure or anything, or you're all good to go and just kind of waiting on me?
On mute, sorry about that. I think just the governance piece and we should be good. And if we decide that we want to change the structure, it won't be that hard, but that's all I need really. Did we lose you again, Forrest?
Okay, and for the change makers, Ming, just when you said closing that out, like, is there any sort of formal like messaging that we need to put, or just kind of, stop posting about that and like have issue and focus on outreach?
Yeah, I'd like to put out just like a third one because I think there's like 3 or 4, and then just tie it off. Maybe saying something like we're moving on, we've got some big news coming up in the next couple months. I don't know, finding a way just to like tie it off by saying that like there's going to be a bunch of new stuff coming up and thanking everybody for participating.
That sounds good. Let me just check quickly right now if there's any more Giveth for Change things. But
yeah, that's it.
I haven't been talking about it at all, so.
Yeah. So just writing another post and then closing it out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's your problem. Oh, we lost her again. What was the last thing on the agenda? I don't think there was anything else, huh? Project verification, backend developer.
More memes.
So here with like the backend developer.
What?
Here.
Learning what I did days ago in community general, and there is a post about social channel. I think she's on it for chat this morning. I don't know like what's going on with Mateo's friend, or if he's just wanting to have a second person for sure, but it was like, let's definitely get that backend developer posting promoted.
Yeah, we need more memes. More memes about how it's great to work at Giveth. Please.
Okay. Yeah, as far as I know, Carlos was here part-time because he has a real day job. So we definitely need a full-time back-end dev.
Yeah, I already tweeted about it once, and I want to do more, but it's just like, it's really nice to have the memes, and I really used almost all the ones from the last time, and I'm just one person. I can't make a new meme about how it's good to work at Giveth every day. I mean, I can, but... You guys are funny and smart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
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 That's quiet. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about.
Okay. Well. Great. I think we're pretty synced. So wait, the only other, I guess the one thing that I'm like, okay, I still feel a little bit confused about is like, so for this mission thing that we were going to do for us, you said you're going to like try to make a doodle poll to schedule a time, but can we get like Marco or Willie to, oh, well. Well, okay. It was nice hanging out with you all.
Yeah. Jeez.
God,
I'll look at the notes.
Isn't it good to have internet, Mitch? Isn't like good internet so great?
Man, I love it.
Man, it was awful being at that hotel for like a week. It was so frustrating. Like continuously, I was just like, I can't hear you. I can't do anything. And then just like rage quit all the time.
Yeah, like working on anything, like
I want high-speed fiber internet all the time. That's what I want.
Yeah, honestly. Anyway.
I think we're done. I want to go work.
Okay, deal.
Okay. Bye, Forrest.
Bye, Forrest. Okay. Rage quit.
Okay.